everybody. Hello, WoGo. I feel so blessed and honored to be on this platform. I just want to thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to share my little success story with the world. Of course, the little success story, because I believe that I still have so much. I'm called Linda Mbacham Tajoche, and I'm the brain behind L&M Cakes. L&M Cakes is a confectionery brand based in Boya, southwest region of Cameroon. We do yummy and lip-smacking delicious cakes for all events. We bake and decorate cakes for weddings, for anniversaries, for baby showers, for bridal showers. In fact, any occasion that you have, we bake cakes. We also do pastries, and we do trainings also, because there are so many people who are passionate about the act of cake baking and decoration. So we also train people and thereby also empowering them. So I began this journey in 2017 out of deep passion for the art of cake baking and decoration. I wasn't born in a family where we usually bake cakes, as it's now with my children at home. Every Saturday or during the weekends, we bake cakes, maybe to just eat or for occasions. I grew up in an environment where cake was not very common. And therefore, whenever we attended occasions and I had the opportunity to see a cake, I was usually very marveled and surprised. So the first cake that I ever baked was in 2012. I remember a friend of mine had visited me on that fateful Tuesday, and we're just discussing, and she was telling me about her weekend. She said her weekend was so stressful, she's so tired, and I was so curious. I asked her, what happened? What happened? And then she said she had to visit her friends. She prepared lots of food, she cleaned up the house, and then she baked a cake. My God, I was so surprised. I said, Claudia, you actually baked a cake? She said, yes, I baked a cake. Why? Why are you surprised? And I shamefully told her I had never baked a cake before, and she was so surprised. She was alarmed. She said, are you kidding me? I said, no, I've never baked. She said, why? I said, I don't know. I don't know. So she gave me a yogurt cake recipe, and I'm still using the recipe to date, even though I did some adjustment. She gave me that yogurt cake recipe. I went to the market, bought the ingredients, and then I came back to the house with all the excitement in me, and then I baked the cake. Lo and behold, the cake came out so well. It was so yummy, it was so delicious, and I was so excited. So that's how I started baking. I kept baking. I make every week, every week I'll bake a cake and we'll eat. So I baked the yogurt cake for so many years before eventually trying another recipe. So that's it. I just started baking, and then around 2016, I told myself, I've been baking these cakes. Why not try decorating a little bit? Why not try icing? So I went online, thanks to YouTube and other tutorials on Google and other social media platforms. I got some recipes, got the buttercream recipe. I came and tried it, and then I decorated the cake. It was so rough. It was nothing to write home about, but I was so happy with it, and others were happy, and they kept encouraging me. So in 2017, a friend of mine had a wedding anniversary, and she said, Linda, I want you to do a cake for me. I vehemently refused. I said, no, I can't do a cake for you. I don't think I'm worthy enough. I don't think I'm competent enough to do your wedding anniversary cake. And then she insisted and insisted that you must do that cake. I don't care, you must do it. So she paid, she gave me some money, which motivated me more. And then I went online, did lots and lots of research. And then I baked the cake, I decorated it, I gave it to her. She was so happy. The feedback was wonderful. Everybody praised the cake. And that's what encouraged me to do even more. So I got that sample, started advertising on my social media platforms, telling friends and family members, I'm doing cakes, I'm doing cakes. That's how they started ordering, they started patronizing, and L&M cake started growing. And by the grace of God, we are here today. I can say I have baked, if I had to start counting, I'm probably going to lose count, but I have baked, let's say, more than 500 cakes since 2017 to date. I've baked lots and lots of cakes, and I have also trained so many people because there are so many boys and girls who are passionate about cake baking. So I organize trainings. I've also worked with some institutions. I partner with them to train their students, especially vocational training centers, to train their students. I also do private trainings in my home, and I do lots and lots of cakes for. So cake baking to me is very fulfilling. It's like a therapy. Like when I'm angry and I start doing cakes, I suddenly become so happy. And when I'm happy and I start doing cakes, I become more excited. But I must admit that cake baking isn't very easy. It is very strenuous because at the end of the day, you could feel some parts of your body aching. It's not very easy, but it is also very rewarding financially. And then the feedback you get from your customers, I usually tell my friends that feedback tastes better than money. Please don't ask me if you can taste feedback, but I always tell my friends feedback tastes better than money, because if I bake a cake today and my customer obviously is going to pay me for that, but what gives me extra joy, extra satisfaction is the feedback. Just imagine someone telling you, oh Linda, thank you so much, you made my day, the cake was so wonderful, all my guests were wowed, and everybody took your contact. Expect many more orders from us. I mean, I feel so happy, I feel so fulfilled. Prior to making cakes, 2017, I was a teacher. I used to teach in a private institute here in Boya. But with the onset of the Anglophone crisis here in Cameroon, here in the Anglophone regions of Cameroon, things became so difficult, and our salaries were slashed into two. So I can say what I was receiving at the end of the day was so meager, and it was difficult for us to meet up with all the responsibilities we had at the time. So I just decided at that time to focus on cake baking, since I was having so many others and it was really interfering with my work. I've also had a lot of challenges because it's not easy, at the beginning. When you just start doing something, you may not be skillful enough, and then you have customers who maybe call and insult you, even though there are others who are very understanding. They'll call and encourage you, and then they'll tell you, I didn't like the cake you made, you should have done like this, like that. And then we keep growing every day, and the tools, the equipment, ingredients are so costly, and especially now many people are yet to come to terms with the increment in the prices of our cakes, because as we all know, the price hike of ingredients in the market is affecting us bakers, because you need to buy those ingredients and produce a cake. It's really costly. So some people are still not willing to pay well for cake, and others do not understand why they have to pay huge sums of money for a cake. And often you hear people say it's just flour and sugar, you're just mixing flour and sugar, but there's a whole lot that goes into cake baking, like the time, your skills, the energy, the ingredients, and so many other things. So I'm so glad to share my story with you. I'm still growing. I have so many dreams. I dream of owning a bakery someday, a very big bakery where people can just walk in and pick up their decorated cakes and go home, relax with their family members. And what's more important for me is creating these wonderful memories for my customers, helping them to have memorable occasions through the beautiful cakes that we create to grace their occasions. So WoGo, I'm so glad to have been given this wonderful opportunity to share my story. I also own a YouTube channel known as L&M Cakes and Cuisine. That channel was created sometime last year, and the objective was to help young bakers or those who are passionate about the art of cake baking and decoration to have access to free videos, tutorials and tips on my channel, because I noticed that so many people who contacted me, over the years for training, but who were limited by finance later on just abandoned. So I needed to do something to assist those who are really passionate about this art. So with the little or no experience I had about YouTube, I just created the channel and I have been sharing recipes and tutorials, and the feedback has been amazing. The feedback has been wonderful. I see people baking cakes and tagging me on their social media platforms. Others will send the recipes to, they'll send the pictures of the final product and they'll appreciate. And then what even made me to be so happy was a feedback from a fellow baker colleague. We met at a certain training and then she told me, thanks to the Scotch egg tutorial on your YouTube channel, I've been able to start another side hustle. So now she does cakes and she has added Scotch eggs. So I was so happy. And personally, before now, I've been a hobby baker. I've been a self-taught baker, doing all my cakes at home, watching videos on YouTube and tutorial. But this year, I decided to go for a training, a masterclass training organized by Air Realitos Catering Institute of Nigeria. She was in Cameroon and I seized the opportunity, I invested, and then I attended the class. So I told myself, if for over so many years I was able to do cakes without going for training, it means that some other person can benefit from the tutorials I'm going to put on my channel. So I created that channel and the feedback has been amazing. The channel is still growing and I'll call on all of you to support me, to encourage me by liking, subscribing, sharing and giving me all the love you can on this channel.